Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a great start to the new year. I need to start off this year on a good foot as far as health goes. So I am going to be doing a 3-day juice cleanse. At the end of every year, we wind up eating too much, whether it's cookies, processed food. I'm not mindful of what I'm eating. We wind up drinking wine every night while I wrap presents, or, just trying to get things done around the house after the baby goes to sleep. And by the end of the year, I just feel like garbage. I wake up every morning and just feel bloated and puffy, and I just don't feel like my best self. So I'm gonna take you guys along with me. I'm gonna do a 3-day juice cleanse. I feel like I need to make this disclaimer. I am not a dietitian. I am not a medical professional. I am not telling anyone to do this. I just thought it would be a fun thing to document. So if you guys were interested in doing something like this, you could know basically what I do to prep items, but then also how I feel throughout the process too. I'm sure I'll hopefully not gain. I hope I'll lose a couple pounds in the process too, but at the end of the day, what I'm really trying to accomplish is I need to reset my taste buds. We've been eating so much processed food. I'm not exaggerating when I say I ate 6 to 7 dozen cookies by myself in about a week and a half. That's where I'm at. So my body has been treated like a circus. I have not been conscious of what I'm eating. I've eaten queso and chips for lunch more days over the last 2 months than I care to admit. It's just a funk I get into. So I need to hit the reset button. I need to change my taste buds. I need to rethink the way I think about food, and doing a juice cleanse, I think, will really help me do that. I feel like I need to crave freshness again. And that's typically what happens when I drink these juices. So Eric did buy me a masticating juicer probably 7 years ago. We watched a documentary called Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, and I loved it. I love watching food documentaries to begin with, but this was just so fascinating to me, and I really wanted to give it a whirl. So this guy goes months without only juicing, which is just too much for me. But I enjoy doing it for a couple days. I enjoy doing it just random, in the morning instead of coffee. So over the next couple days, I am not going to eat any solid food. I'm going to have coffee in the morning because I need it. I'm not going to put any creamer in it though. I'm just going to drink it black. It is the first day today. It's already 2:20. I've been all over the place this morning, so I haven't eaten yet today, which is not unusual for me. I'm usually kind of a late eater. It's just how I operate. But I'm gonna drink 2 juices a day probably for the next 3 days, and I try to limit the amount of fruits that I use. I like it to be more vegetable than fruit. I picked up everything at the grocery store yesterday, so I'm going to go ahead and prep it and then show you guys how I make the juice and what I put in there. So without further ado, let's go get started. Here is the juicer. I have everything lined up here as far as what I use. I have Granny Smith apples, ginger, lemon, cucumber, kale. This is the only way you will ever get me to eat kale. I never got on the kale bandwagon. I don't like it, but I will juice it. I have a bunch of celery sticks and then carrots. I also have a leftover bag of spinach, so I'm gonna use that as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is wash all of this in a Thieves soak. That is an essential oil cleaner for fruits and vegetables. So we're gonna start there, and then I will cut everything up. I use this Young Living Thieves fruit and veggie soak whenever I wash off my produce. You basically just put in a tablespoon of it per gallon of water and just kind of mix it all around so that everything's evenly coated, and it just helps get anything that's on the produce off of it, any chemicals, and then let it sit for 2 to 3 minutes, rinse it off, and you are good to go. This is almost everything we're gonna need for 2 juices. I'm gonna split the cucumber in half, 2 apples in each juice, 1 lemon. Oh, there goes the apples. 4 carrots, 5 stalks of celery, a piece of ginger that I already peeled, and then this group of kale is going to be for this juice, and then I have more kale sitting over in like the little strainer. So I'm just gonna prep it, juice it, and show you the end result. Well, I made quite a mess. I obviously didn't remember how to do this. It's been quite some time. This is all the pulp. I don't know if you can really see, but it is absolutely dry. Like there's absolutely nothing left as far as like juice or water content goes in that, which is the whole point of the masticating juicer. I do have the rest of what I need to prep for my juice later. One of the things that I did find when I first started juicing is, for me personally, the smell of the chlorophyll from the dark greens was very overwhelming to me, and it was very difficult for me to drink the juice. And then I put a straw in and it's much more manageable. So it's so good. It's so fresh. Like, this sounds weird, but it almost tastes like, not if you were to eat grass, but like lemongrass. Like it's tart from the lemons, sweet from the apples. It cuts through the bitterness of the dark greens. The ginger gives it a little bit of a spice. If you've never had fresh ginger, use it sparingly because it is very overwhelming. And then the carrots, I started using carrots to like push the rest of the stuff through the machine. But that also adds a little bit of sweetness too. Celery, I typically don't like. I just don't like the taste of it or the texture. So this is one way to get that in as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and drink this. I will update you later on tonight as far as when I drink my second one. I wanted to get a starting weight before we do this. Yeah, I would have guessed about 135. I honestly don't even know the last time I weighed myself. So we'll go with 132.3. It's the end of day one and I feel okay. I'm super tired. It's like 9:30. I do have like a dull headache. I don't know if it's just, I was on a Zoom call on the computer for the last couple hours, so I don't know if it had something to do with that or whatever's happening with me right now. After my first drink, like after I started drinking it like 10 minutes in, my stomach was like, girl, you better get to the bathroom, which is to be expected when doing something like this. I did feel an insulin spike happen as well. I felt like a little loopy, but I didn't feel hungry at all today. I didn't drink much water. I only got to about here. So in all reality, I'd like to drink the rest of this before I go to bed. But I don't know if that'll happen. I drank my second juice around 7 o'clock. I made it right before my Zoom call and just slowly drank it through. I did put a couple ice cubes in it in like my corksicle mug. The colder it is, the better it is. So, and I knew that I would be sipping it over a while. So as of right now, I feel really good. I'm curious to see how I feel in the morning. So we will check in then. Welcome to day 2 of the juice cleanse. It's like 2:30 and I'm finally getting to my first juice of the day. I found this awesome tumbler in one of our cabinets, like pushed in the back, that actually holds all of the juice so I don't have to keep filling it. I did add some ice cubes, which definitely helps keep it nice and cold. I feel pretty good today. I am hungry, but I'm not like starving. I certainly don't feel satisfied from what I've been eating, but when I woke up this morning, I felt not as bloated and puffy as I normally do. Like I don't feel, again, my best, but I definitely feel better than I have been in the mornings. I definitely did not drink the rest of that water last night. I wound up going to bed very soon after. And this morning I did have, a kombucha with my Ningxia Red and all my supplements that I take. So I did have that first thing this morning just because the morning was just honestly too crazy to make the juice. So I do have everything prepped and ready to go for later on. But overall, I feel really good. I'm not like super hungry like I thought I would be. As I find things like in the pantry or the fridge when I give like the baby food, like things sound good, but I'm finding myself being drawn more towards healthier options. So instead of wanting chips and salsa, like the pears on the counter look really good. So that's really what I'm trying to get out of all of this. So we will see how it goes. Welcome to day 3, our last day of the juice cleanse. I'm so excited. I'm so ready to be done. I just want to eat normal food again. But I said 3 days, so I want to do 3 days. I just made this bad boy, as you saw a minute ago, and I did also prep all of my fruits and veggies for my juice later. This makes it so much easier when you're doing this at home, and obviously we all have a million other things going on. So I find I don't do like everything at once for 3 days because I don't want things to start to break down and oxidize, but this, I mean, the lemons being right next to the apples will help them not oxidize as quick. And it's just easier for me to throw it through the juicer later as, you know, the baby's running around like crazy. So that was a huge help. Yesterday it was so cute after I made the first juice. Xavier, our son, he's 17 months old. He loves to try whatever we have, especially drinks. Like he thinks it's the funniest thing that we let him drink out of like water bottles. So he always tries what we have. So yesterday, but if he doesn't like something, he also just like lets it drool out of his mouth and he just makes a complete mess. So yesterday he walks up to me and he opens up his mouth, which I know he wants whatever I have. So I, of course, let him, and I put my hand under his chin because I assumed he was just gonna dribble this out all over his white shirt, and he drank it. And then he had like this really weird look on his face, like, I don't know. And then he came back 5 more times for more. So he was done after that, which honestly, I didn't really want him to have much more. I didn't want it to bother his stomach, but I was really impressed. So if I do wind up making this like a weekly thing where not, you know, 3 days in a row, but have a juice like 3 times a week, I would love to be able to give it to a little bit to him too. This way he can get all of those dark leafy greens that he's just not getting. I mean, he has no molars, he can't chew roughage. So I thought that would be a great thing to do. I made my other drink yesterday around 5 o'clock and totally forgot to check in with you guys. I was in a total funk last night and it was probably better that I didn't. By the time I realized that I hadn't, I was already face washed in bed watching YouTube videos. So I felt fine yesterday. I really, honestly, I don't feel hungry. Like I think because I'm drinking so much that it's like my stomach's always full, or I don't know, I'm just content. Like I'm not ravaging through the pantry like I thought I would be. which makes it a lot easier too. So this morning when I woke up, I was really surprised. I felt really good. Like my stomach, especially like up top here, I don't feel bloated. I don't feel puffy. My face feels puffy, like my under eyes, but I think that's just sleep. Go figure. But I feel better. I was like not dreading putting jeans on this morning and hoping that they feel, okay enough. So I know it's working. So it's the end of day 3. I'm exhausted, but I wanted to make sure that I checked in. I'm really surprised at how I'm not very hungry. I'm just content. Like I want to eat food. Like I think I just want to chew something. And I think if I would have chewed a piece of gum at any point today, that would have satisfied that, but I'm not like overly hungry. So that kind of has made this process a lot easier. I've had a wicked headache all day. It's just like right in the front. It started after I checked in, after my first drink, and I used my essential oil headache roller, and that definitely helped like dull the pain way down. And now it's just like a really, really, really dull ache, but it's just like constant. I've also had the hiccups like 6 times today. I don't know if it's because I'm drinking out of a straw, but it's been super annoying. But other than that, I'm just super tired. So I will check in the morning. I want to make my Ningxia drink for you guys. And then I want to do a weigh-in as well to see how much weight I've actually lost over these last few days. So we'll see you in the morning. This is the drink that I make every day. I usually just put it in one of my Corksicle mugs and sip on it. This is the Ningxia Red from Young Living. It is a wolfberry puree, so it still has all the fiber in it. It's not just a juice. This is really great for energy. I started actually drinking this after I was going through radiation because my energy was just non-existent, and this helped so much. This is literally the product that got me into Young Living. But it's packed full of antioxidants to help keeping you healthy this time of year. It is the winter now. And obviously with all the crazy that's going on right now with this virus. But also it helps with sugar cravings, which I have a huge sweet tooth. So anything I can do to help that, I am in for. So this I usually drink anywhere from 2 to 4 ounces, depending on the day. I do mix it with kombucha. This is a new one that I tried. There's only a little bit left, so I'm going to kind of mix it all together and see how it tastes. But it's a pineapple peach, and it is out of this world. Kombuchas are basically just a fermented tea, and they have like a little bit of carbonation in them. And I think it's one of those things you either like them or you don't. And I love carbonation, so it's a nice little, I don't know, I really like it. This flavor I have never had before, or this brand actually. It's watermelon. So I'm excited to try this and see how that tastes. This is my little supplement cabinet. I take a lot of Mary Ruth's Organics products. I take apple cider vinegar gummies. In this drink, I put in 4 not droplets, but the eyedroppers of liquid probiotic. Xavier takes those as well, although he only gets 1 eyedropper. There's vitamin D3 and K2. That's in an olive oil base, so that I usually just squirt right into my mouth because it's just gonna float to the top of the drink. And then elderberry syrup. So that we use for antioxidants to, again, just help not get sick. And then I do take my Ritual vitamins every day. I have these Ali melatonins for when I can't sleep at night, which I like those a lot. And then these are 2 vitality oils from Young Living. They're lemon and thieves, and I put these directly in my drink as well. The lemon I am out of. I'm waiting for another shipment to come in. And then thieves is really good just for everything. They have it in all of their household cleaners. It's great for airborne illnesses and just keeping you healthy. I have thieves cough drops as well, which thankfully I haven't had to open yet, but I have these on backup, just in case we start to get sick. So let me make this little concoction for you. Not a good life choice. I just brushed my teeth. They don't go well. And I use the Thieves toothpaste, but still not acceptable. Anyways, this is really good with that new watermelon one in there that I actually do really like. So today is day 4, the first day after the 3-day juice cleanse, and I feel really, really good. I'm really surprised. I woke up in the morning and I just wasn't hungry again. My whole like mood and vibe was just content. Like I wasn't hungry. I looked forward to eating today because I knew I was going to, but I didn't wake up and my stomach was like growling. I really have only had that happen once. So I'm really surprised. I didn't feel bloated. I didn't feel puffy, which I just feel better about myself. So I'm also craving clean, fresh foods. I'm always going to want, candy and cookies and, queso, but I couldn't wait to have eggs with leeks and a little bit of goat cheese this morning, which if you haven't had is out of this world. So I did have a couple cups of coffee this morning, which I was super excited about. I thoroughly enjoyed them. I had my eggs and stuff, and then my stomach actually did start to bother me after I ate, which I intended it to. It was the first time I'd had food, like actual solid food, but I feel really, really good. So I'm excited to drink this. I'm excited to plan a nice, healthy lunch. I really feel like this whole cleanse did exactly what I wanted it to, and now I can kind of start off the rest of my health journey this year on the right foot. I did also weigh myself first thing this morning when I woke up, which is typically when I weigh myself, no clothes, as soon as I wake up. So I did weigh in at 124, I think 0.7. I took a picture of it just because it's a mirror on top and I wasn't trying to show off all of this. So I did wind up losing 8 pounds in the process. So again, I don't expect to keep that weight off, but I tell you, it feels really good. So I'm excited to continue to get back to where I'm comfortable. And that's not the same for everyone. Everyone has their own ideal weights and just how they feel. So I'm excited to continue this. I will probably continue to juice regularly throughout the week, maybe 2 to 3 times, just to keep up with getting, all those really good antioxidants. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If there's any other weird type of juices that you've tried that you do really like, or different blends that you've made, put it in the comments down below. If you're looking to do something like this, I hope it helps shed a little light into what to expect. Obviously, everyone's different, but I thought it was relatively easy for as much as I was really dreading it. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps support my channel. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe. I will have a lot more content, all sorts of different stuff coming out this year as I continue to do what I love. So until next time, I hope you guys have a great day. Have a happy and healthy new year. Bye.